welcome back to the channel where we break down market moves so you can make smarter decisions. I'm your Portland buyer's agent. Today's White House update, I'm going to be going over a lot of different things. The main thing is the cabinet meeting for the day. If you didn't watch it, I did. You're welcome, because it has a lot of big implications. Let's get into it. President Trump said, and this is a quote, "I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes." And I'm not paraphrasing here. He actually was even more so to the point where he said, "I don't want it to be easy for people who didn't work hard to get homes." That's what he said. That came from his mouth. That's directly from today's cabinet, by the way. Look that up. It was really said. Let's unpack it clearly, step by step. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button for weekly buyer tips. Timestamps will be in the description. First, what the quote really means, right? In straightforward terms, rising home prices benefit current owners, which is not you. If you're new here, it's likely you. You're not and you're not in a home already. But for them, their property value then increases, growing their equity, overall wealth, and that's positive if you're already in a home. But for buyers like many of you watching right now, it raises the bar. A $600,000 median home in Portland, it becomes 600. It's about $660,000 with a 10% bump, and that's $12,000 more for a 20% down payment. Now, plus higher monthly payments around $300 to $400. Over time, this can extend your renting phase, right? That's the main problem, is that it's going to keep you renting, where payments build someone else's equity instead of your own. Homeownership remains a top wealth builder, probably the largest wealth builder. Principal pay down plus appreciation can net 100,000 plus in 5 years, right? That's a huge amount of money just for paying a bill or paying a debt. Delaying entry to that means potentially missing that compounding effect, putting you at a much bigger risk of being in poverty. Does that make sense so far? Drop a comment if you're feeling the squeeze, right? So to understand this fully, rewind to Trump's earlier housing talk, right? At Davos this year, he pushed for laws limiting Wall Street firms from buying single-family homes. I made a video on this, by the way. I'll put that video on there. Aimed at freeing inventory for individuals, right? For people like us. Executive orders then followed, targeting corporate investors. He also discussed the $200 billion mortgage relief package, with Fannie and Freddie to lower barriers. And in Pacific Palisades, low-income rebuilds were paused to maintain neighborhood values. Now, those steps lean towards affordability and more supply. Today's focus feels more like a pivot, prioritizing stability for owners over easing the entry for new owners, newcomers to real estate and building equity, like us, the youth. It's not unusual for policy tones to shift based on economic signals, but it highlights how national rhetoric influences local markets like ours in Portland. All right, so here at home, medians hover near around, somewhere around $600,000 with low inventory. Homes fly off the market, often over asking. I mean, right now, because people have to price strategically, it's getting rarer and rarer. Homes are feeling the pressure for sure. A signal like this could sustain upward pressure, making timing extremely crucial. If you're renting in Beaverton or saving in Southeast Portland, every month waiting adds a whole layer of risk. It's not a trackable layer of risk too, so it could be huge, it could be small, but it's likely, based on what they're talking about today, not going to be on the small side. Question for you: what's your biggest hurdle right now? Is it down payment, rates, or finding the right fit? Right? Share that in the comments. I would like to know kind of what's going on in everybody's life, if I can offer maybe some more context to help you. Fourth, how do we turn this into your advantage? Right? Knowledge like this is your edge. As a dedicated Portland buyer's agent, that being me, I help navigate it all. Right? I'm scouting off-market opportunities, I'm negotiating below ask deals, and lining up financing that fits for your life right now. Clients often say, "You found options that we never would have seen on our own, and then you ended up saving thousands on the back end," mostly because I'm well connected. I work for a very good brokerage. Thanks, Sam. Shout out to Sam. We focus on building your equity from day one. That's really the whole point. So then it grows steadily, right? Because it's supposed to be a compounding effect if we're allowed to get in. You're in control more than you think. This is the crazy part. Pre-approval, which is free, by the way, I can connect you on that. That's crazy. People think that pre-approval is so hard to get started. It really isn't. You can do it on your ass, on your couch. You have no excuse. It'll strengthen your offer. Most agents won't even operate without it. But targeted searches, they'll cut the stress. And smart timing is always going to be, it's going to be king. Timing and strategic pricing. So if you're ready to move forward, here's a simple roadmap. I'll give it to you straight up. One, check your finances and go get pre-approved to know what your buying power is before you start getting shop eyes. And you're like, wow, I want this really big house, and you can't afford it because you have a 580 credit score, which is the minimum amount, by the way. If you have a 580 credit score, you have absolutely no reason to not be calling me to figure out what you can get approved for. Can you get approved for 150, 250, 350, right? You could be in a house next month. You're sitting on your ass scrolling right now. Like you could be. That's what I'm saying, man. This is why I'm here to give you the information, because without the information, you don't know what's possible. Burping again. Here we go, man. With the weird side, every time I do this, we got the burps. Number two, define your must-haves. Right. Then I can match you to something that would work for you. I'll usually find them hidden gems that tucked into that corner that are just perfect in the price range. Right. Explore right now. That'd be number three. Off-market listings are always great. You got first dibs on those, right? Four, well, this is not your job. This comes to me. Negotiate, right? And negotiate confidently. You have to be good at this. I am a master negotiator. That's why I do what I do. I will handle the heavy lifting for you. All you need to do is go get pre-approved. I'll take care of the rest. And then number 5, plan long-term. Buy, build equity, watch wealth grow. In this market, acting faster is going to pay huge. Have better foresight than hindsight, right? National headlines shape our local game, but personalized strategies are always going to win. If Trump's comment has you rethinking timing, reach out, hit the link, or you can just call me. Send me a text. I always get back to people. The link is in the bio, right? That'll take you over to a Zoom meeting that you can schedule a Zoom with me. You can talk for 15 minutes and see if you have a better direction to go, or we can set you in a direction to get to a better direction to go, right? And obviously, again, you can call me. I respond fast. It's not about, again, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I am an advisor. My job is to advise you. So I will honestly advise you on what the best thing you can do is. Whether you do with that information is up to you, because you could call me, find out that you can totally get approved, but if you don't go and actually take the time to do it, that's not on me. That's on you. Like it doesn't matter to me at that point. I'm just trying to give you free game. It's up to you. It's up to you at that point. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks you for taking the time. Drop a like if this helps. Subscribe for more breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. What's your take on this? What's your take on today's news? How do you feel about really the big hedge funds saying, hey, you know what? All the houses we already own, we're going to make them even more expensive. How does that make you feel?